10450. I'll leave the recipe in the description box below. Dressing up like a princess. Plus, look how cute this little pretzel guy is. So she's pretty. We love her. I'm really enjoying this book. Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Erica. It's so good to have you. We are in Anaheim, California, because tomorrow morning I'm going to be running the Disneyland Halloween Half Marathon, and I'm so excited. I love Disneyland. I think Disneyland during the Halloween season is, in my opinion, the best time of year to go. I love the decorations. I am a tried and true fall girly, so when I had this opportunity, I was like, gotta jump on it. And I had these tickets booked months and months ago because these races sell out so fast. I have a couple friends that have already run the 5K and the 10K this weekend. It looked like it was so much fun, and tomorrow is the half. So we are about to head to the Expo right now to grab my bib, whatever else they give us. I want to see if there's any merch. I know it typically sells out on the Thursday, which we weren't even here for that, so I couldn't get my hands on anything, but it's fine. I'm sure there will be lots of cute things to see in the vicinity, so I figured I'd bring you guys along, and then obviously I'll vlog tomorrow for the race, show you guys all the behind the scenes, my costume, because yes, you do dress up typically for the Disneyland Halloween Half Marathon. So without further ado, let's go to the Expo. Okay, we just got back from the Expo. I got my bib and my shirts, and honestly, it was really cool. I love how they decorated the whole place, but I wish they would have given us like more goodies. I feel like Disney, you've got the budget. You could give us like a snack or two or like a bracelet. This is the race shirt, and she's cuter than some I've seen, I will say, but still not my favorite. And our bib, we are 10450. So I'm gonna throw this on my outfit tomorrow. And yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna go get some dinner tonight, fuel up, and then I gotta be in bed so early because I think I'm gonna wake up at like 3 a.m. because I gotta be out the door by 4 at the latest. Okay, costume is laid out for tomorrow. I've got my Lululemon running outfit, my Nike Vomero Pluses, my LSKD belt, some honey stinger gels, a tiara, and a bow, and that's gonna be my outfit. Okay, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this because of the lighting, but our Airbnb has literally an arcade just casually in one of the rooms with like LED lights. I'm so excited. I hope that these like machines actually work because that would be a slay. $12K, $15K, fueling with some gels, 18 kilometers, $20K, one to go. Alright you guys, we finished. I think it took me an hour and 7 or 8 minutes. It was so fun. The first 10K was through the park. Second 10K was like through the streets of Anaheim, but still very fun. The energy was great. I'm ready to go take a shower now. Good morning, you guys. We are going to Disneyland today for some post-race fun celebrations and active recovery. My body's feeling pretty good this morning. My legs are a little bit sore. That's pretty typical. I'm pretty exhausted since we woke up at 2:50 in the morning yesterday. But other than that, I'm excited to go to Disney. I'm going to film some clips for you guys if you've never been, or just for the aesthetic if you want to see what it's looking like this time of year. And we'll catch up later. Okay, you guys, I am here to debrief the race. I am back home. I had such a fun weekend in California, running the Disneyland Half Marathon, dressing up like a princess, being in the vibes, being in the Halloween mood, especially in September. I don't know if anyone else is like an early fall girl. I decorate for fall in August, and don't come for me in the comments if you're not into that. Just let me live my life, okay? But anyways, I was so excited to do a race in Disney, and especially excited because fall time at Disney is my favorite time of year. So I wrote some notes down on my phone of takeaways from this past weekend, and I want to share them with you guys in case any of you guys are looking into running a Disney race, or want to run one at some point in the future, because there's some takeaways I feel like could be helpful. First things first, these races are not cheap. They are decently expensive, and they do not include entry to the park for the day. So I think I paid around $270 US to run this race, which is quite expensive in my opinion. And that does not include entry to the park. So I then had to pay extra the next day to go into the park, which things can add up. So if you're on a budget, maybe save for this, because also if you're traveling there, hotel, transportation, all of those things do add up. I feel like most people that run these races are going into it and using it as like a holiday weekend where like you're going on vacation to Disney, you're doing the Disney thing, and you're also running a race while you're there. The half marathon is the most expensive, and then the 10K, and then the 5K, if that makes sense. So it goes down in price based on distance. The shorter the distance, the cheaper the race, and also the earlier you register, the cheaper it is. But I registered the day that it went live, I'm pretty sure, or like the day after. So they sell out really fast. I don't even think that they really discount it ever because they sell out immediately, but maybe if they didn't, they would discount it. So that's all I know about pricing. Second thing is that during the race, you are so stimulated, at least for the first half, because one thing I didn't really realize until I got there and looked at a race map is that the first half of the race is going through Disney, California Adventure. It's like the spooky season, you get the vibes. And the second half of the race, you are running just through the streets of Anaheim around the park. So you're only getting that true Disneyland experience of being immersed and inside the park for the first half. But for that first half, it is everything. Like, you're getting the music, you're getting the props, you're getting the characters, the photo ops, you're getting everything. You're running through the castle. Like, it couldn't have been more of a true Disney experience. So much staff were there. Like, it was incredible. Everyone showed up. Also, so early in the day. Like, this race starts at 5 a.m. There's staff there at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So props to anyone who was there. I appreciated it. Everyone was cheering. Everyone was smiling. Everyone was so friendly. And also everyone that ran it was also so friendly. I mean, how can you not be friendly and like happy at Disneyland? Let's be honest. But that's just something to note, that going in, if you are wanting to run the half marathon, it does only go through the park for half of it. The 10K and the 5K are both pretty much through the park the whole time. So just something to know. Next up, I wrote humid with 2 exclamation points because girl, let me tell you, even at 5 a.m. it was so humid and hot, and I had gloves on as part of my costume, which I think you guys saw because I was dressed as a princess, and it definitely trapped the heat in. So I probably, moving forward, if I ran this race again this time of year, I probably wouldn't wear gloves because it just did make me feel pretty hot and sweaty, especially coming from Vegas where we have literally no humidity at all. My body just now reacts even more to the humidity, and I was very sweaty. I don't know if I mentioned this when I was talking about the vibes of the park, but the first 10K, because there was so much going on, they had tons of props, tons of photo ops, tons of decorations, and tons of music. I didn't listen to anything in my AirPods. I literally was just listening to people around me talking, the music that they were playing, you know, the characters that were talking, whatever it was. I was so stimulated, and the first 10K went by so fast because I was just in the moment, enjoying the park and living, breathing Disneyland. When you're running through the streets of Anaheim, it is still fun and engaging. They have bands along the way. There's lots of water stations. They even had like a honey stinger station as well. So there's things along the way, but it's just not the same as being in the park, if that makes sense. At the finish line, obviously you get your medal, which these medals are gorgeous, by the way. She's pretty. We love her. They also give you a little snack box and some water. The snack box just had like random like little fruit snacks and little toast things and crackers and stuff like that. Nothing out of the ordinary. I wish they would have given us like a pin or just something a little bit more of a keepsake that's not perishable food, if that makes sense. I mean, I guess this is obviously a keepsake, but a button or a pin or even a bracelet or something would have been really, really cute. And I know Disney has the budget. I mean, they're charging a lot for this race, so I know they got that budget. The expo also was really cool. They had tons of booths, tons of merch. The merch honestly has never been cute from most of the expos that I've been to. I kind of thought the Disney merch would be a bit cuter, but it really wasn't. I wish that I could design some merch for them. Like, please run Disney, let me design some cute merch for your upcoming races. I feel like the girlies would appreciate some non-chuggy merch, you know? Not hating on it, I just feel like it could be improved. Constructive criticism. But yeah, the expo was great. Tons of things to do in there. Very streamlined. I will say we paid $40 to park for like 35 minutes, which wasn't great. And I do believe there were other parking options. I just didn't want to have to walk like 20 minutes from the parking lot to the expo. So time is money, I guess. Anyways, overall, it was an amazing experience. I definitely want to do one in Florida because I think those races, you actually get to ride the rides. According to some of my friends that have done those races, they were able to ride the rides. And I think it's because the race maybe happens while the park is open, whereas in Disneyland it doesn't. I Googled it the day before and I was like, can you ride rides during the Disneyland Marathon or Half Marathon? And they said in California, they do not let you ride rides, but in Florida, sometimes they do. So I would love to experience that. That would be so fun. So maybe next year, the year after, I'll head over to Florida and experience Disney World and run a Disney World Marathon. And if you have done any of those races, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts were, what your experience was, and if it's worth it. Okay, I figure that's enough yapping about the Disney race. Now I want to show you guys a cookie recipe that I just made today. Greek yogurt, chocolate chip cookies. They are so fire. Such a quick and easy recipe. A very healthy protein swap for a classic cookie. Nothing wrong with a go-to original butter-filled, sugar-filled chocolate chip cookie. I do love them as well. But if you're wanting something, you know, a little bit healthier that you can swap and feel really confident about eating every single day, then maybe try this recipe. So without further ado, let's get into my chocolate chip cookie recipe. All right, we're gonna start with a 1/4 cup of butter. This is unsalted. And a 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce. 1/2 cup of brown sugar. 1/2 cup of stevia. 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt. 2 tablespoons of vanilla. 1 3/4 cup of PEScience protein pancake mix. And 2/3 of a cup of dark chocolate chips. And we're gonna mix. And there we have our dough. And we're gonna make our cookies with them now. Now we're going to make our cookie shapes. I'm just gonna spoon them onto this caraway nonstick cooking or baking sheet. All right, now we're gonna put these in the oven at 375. Okay, our cookies are done. I cooked them for about 12 minutes and they're pretty much just golden on the sides. They feel a bit cakier than a normal, oh, my other batch is done. They feel a bit cakier than a normal cookie, but I think that's just due to the nature of the ingredients we use and the fact that they're just a little bit quote unquote healthier. But I'm so excited about these. I'll leave the recipe in the description box below. Okay, you guys, look at all the cute stuff that I got sent for my Berlin trip from Rana. They are seriously decking me out for this trip and I'm so excited. So we've got all of our race gear. I think they want us to wear this white outfit or white top for the actual marathon. And then this is just other gear that they sent. Plus, look how cute this little pretzel guy is. It's really giving Germany and I love that. And then they also sent over the easy German phrase book so I can learn some German phrases. And I just think it's so nice of them to send this. So I can't wait to go to Germany, repping Rana. So excited for this marathon. Okay, here's the tea. I really want to film on my other camera because the quality is significantly better. I feel like the quality on this vlog camera is not great, but the other camera that I have doesn't have a viewfinder, so I don't know if I'm in the frame. So bear with me on this moderately crappy quality and I will work on improving that in the near future. But anyways, I wanted to wrap up this video with a couple things. Number one, oh my god, motorcycle. Number one being my update for Berlin. So I leave on Thursday. It's currently Saturday. You guys are going to see this video tomorrow. It'll go live tomorrow on Sunday. So we are less than a week out essentially from the Berlin Marathon. And I'm so excited. I'm feeling really good after running the Disney race. I feel like my confidence has been reinstilled. I feel more confident going into it knowing that I just ran a half marathon and my pace was really good and I felt good running outside, because it is weird running inside all summer to then be training for an outdoor race, if that makes sense, because I'm not running on the treadmill for this marathon. Thank God. I'm running outside with crowds. So I'm feeling good, excited. The one thing I'm a little bit nervous about, I will say, is the food, because any country that you go to is going to have different kinds of food, and I'm so used to eating a specific type of food before my race that I don't know how my body's going to feel going into the race, eating a little bit differently and just coming off of such a long flight. But you know what? We're gonna find out how that goes together, so stay tuned for that video. I'm gonna be filming a full marathon prep video for you guys, just kind of explaining how I approach my taper, my training, my recovery, my fueling, my outfits, packing, etc. Just in case you're new to marathons and you kind of want insider scoop or advice on how to approach race day, if you've never ran before a marathon, or if you just want my process and how I approach it, then I'm happy to provide that information for you guys in my next video. But before we go, I want to give you guys a quick little reading update for those of you that like the reading side of my channel. And if you do, please comment down below, because it means so much to me. Comment down below a book emoji if you are here for the reading content, because I want to continue to bring it to you guys. So the first book that I read this month was called Sandwich. I can't remember the author's name, but I'm going to put a photo up on the screen for you guys. And when I tell you, I gave this book a raving 5 stars. I loved it so much. The way that I would describe it is that it is a beautiful depiction of what it's like to be a woman in modern day society, thinking about having kids, your job, menopause, hormones, parental relationships, your actual romantic relationship, sex, like all of these things that just are encompassed within being a woman. It was so beautifully written, very like not sad, but just emotional, heartwarming, raw, vulnerable at times, but just so relatable in so many ways. And I really appreciated the way that the author wrote this book. And it takes place within the span of 1 week, which I think is really cool as well. So highly recommend that. Then in California, I read One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I love Carly Fortune so much. This book, I think I gave a 4.5. It wasn't a 5-star, but I still did very much love this book. And one thing that I really appreciate about Carly Fortune, besides the fact that her books are set in Canada, is that she does a very good job of describing the scenery. All of her books that I read, at least, are set kind of in a lake up in like Ontario somewhere typically, and they just feel like they transport you right into the scene. And I just love books like that really make me feel like I'm present and there and can very easily visualize what's going on. This is a romance novel. It's kind of set as like, is this going to be a summer fling? Is it going to be more than a summer fling? Kind of like forbidden love at first, or like I don't want to be with you. It's giving angst, it's giving some tension. They're both older. I think they're in their like mid-30s if I'm not mistaken. So they're more mature, they've gone through life, they've had experiences, and it's just so beautifully written. Lots of family elements, trauma, parental relationships, relationships with grandparents. Yeah, just a beautiful book, and I love the setting, like I said. Set in Canada, shout out. And lastly, I've been reading Jane Eyre. One of my friends and I decided we wanted to read a classic this year, so we're actually buddy reading this right now, and I'm about 90% through this book. It is a bit longer. I think it's about 650, 700 pages, and it takes me a little bit longer to read because of the language. I think this was written in the 1700s, if I'm not mistaken, 17 or 1800s, so definitely older language, older dialect, if that's the right word. And at least for the first 3-4 chapters, it definitely took me a bit to get used to the way that the author was writing and the way that they speak back then, or spoke back then. But now that I've been in the world, I feel like I'm a lot more used to the words that they're using. The one thing I will say is I would highly recommend reading this book or other classics on Kindle, because it has the dictionary function where you just hold down on the word and it tells you what it means, because there's a lot of words here, nouns, adjectives, that I'm like, I don't know what that means. And there's also quite a bit of French in this book, which I personally speak French, so I'm able to translate very easily. But if you don't speak French, I think there's also like a translation feature on Kindle, or you can like look up what the word means on the dictionary feature. So that's been really helpful. I'm really enjoying this book. It's definitely different than what I expected. It's the life story of Jane Eyre, who is an orphan, and just kind of goes through the story of her life, going from different jobs, orphanages, schools, goes through her romantic experiences, and I'm really intrigued to see how this book ends. I have an idea that I might know how it ends, but I didn't read any spoilers, so I really don't know what to expect, and I just think it's very fascinating. It's been fun too to read it with my friend because we've been able to go back and forth between themes, our predictions, what we think, how it relates to modern day times, the differences and the similarities, unfortunately, with a lot of the oppression that we see in this book. So yeah, very fascinating and very different than a lot of the books that I read. It definitely makes me think a lot more, but I also think that reading a book like this and having kind of thought-provoking questions to look at how the book was written and, you know, themes that we can pick up from it is also a good reminder that just because I'm reading a book maybe that's set in 2025 that's quote unquote fluffier doesn't mean that there aren't deeper topics in there that I could pull out and themes I could pull out and lessons I could learn from those books too. So I want to take the lens that I'm reading this book with and translate that lens into future reads as well, because I feel like it's a really helpful way to look at reading. Anyways, that is my overview. I'm going to end the video here. I'll see you guys next video for my marathon prep series and then for my Berlin Marathon recap. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.